What is going on, guys? Road to 300 Kilos, episode 15. Today's session was a nice one. Nice. You can see it up there in the left corner of the video. We got 3x3 Power Snatch, 4x2 Clean and Jerk, and 5x3 Snatch Pulls. Everything heavy, because we're in the last few weeks of the program. So everything's pretty heavy. It's all gas, no brakes, as they say. Last week was my last kind of feel-good week, and then these next 3 weeks are pretty tough. So this is Tuesday's session, and the reason these sessions are even tougher than they should be is because freaking work has gotten nice and busy lately, which is a good thing. I work for a small company, and we want business. Obviously, it's great, but when it comes to training hard, it's not the most conducive, conductive. I think those two words are kind of similar in this scenario that I'm trying to say. Grammar police, don't come at me, but it's not the most conductive. I think it is conducive. Whatever. The way my work goes, like field work wise, I do a lot of walking, a lot of standing on my feet, and bending over and picking up and carrying things. I'm a geologist, so there's a lot of I do a lot of surveying type work, I guess is the easiest way to describe it. So when it comes to work, it's just, especially when it gets hot, it was kind of like in the high 80s Fahrenheit this week, and it just kind of drains it out of you. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were pretty tough sessions because I had long days at work. But that being said, if you notice these power snatches, they're looking pretty snappy. I was working up to 90 kilos, and I was doing a few sets. I do a few sets of triples at 90 kilos, and stuff was moving good. Like, the bar was getting really high, and my turnover was pretty fast, which I liked considering how tired I was. I mean, in all three of the sessions, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, my eyes were heavy. That's how freaking tired I was during the session. I'd be sitting down, resting in between sets, and my eyes were heavy, and I just wanted to go to bed. But we hammer through it. Wednesday was another tough day of work, and the last thing I wanted to do was go to the gym. But I've got a goal. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm focused. I'm disciplined. Let's go put in some work. And it's better than doing nothing. Even if it's not as good of work as I want it to be in the gym, it's gonna help in the long run. My body needs to adapt, and hell, me being extra tired from work probably makes it adapt even more. I don't know. But that might be a little bit of bro science there. But if you look at these power snatches, especially the second one here, watch this. Bang. Let's watch another one. Hey, ooh, ugh. Not a great one there. Getting a little you can see me shake my head there. Just got a little little loopy. Not quite the loose arms and snappy turnover that I want. That's kind of sometimes a hard thing to do when you're using straps and doing a lot of reps, is remembering the fast arms and the loose arms. That's the big thing. A big thing that I'm trying to work on lately with my snatches, and even in my cleans too, are a tight upper back and loose arms. Because if your arms are real tense, hopefully this is something that you guys, anybody that's watching this, if you're doing Olympic weightlifting, maybe you can carry it over into your training. But if you've got loose arms and a tight back, a tight upper back, and a lower back too, you're going to be keeping that bar close to your body, which is what you want, but you're also not going to be super tense in the turnover. Because if you've got tight arms, you're real tense, and your turnover isn't as snappy, and you're going to be more loopy, just as a byproduct of being so tight in the arms. When you're loose and fluid, your body can move faster. So it's kind of a thing that it's a big cue for me here lately that I've been working on is, you know, tight back but loose arms. And it's a really hard thing to get used to, because when you tighten your upper back, you kind of have a tendency to tense your arms up. But if you just kind of focus on it before you step up to the bar, then, you know, hopefully we can put in some good work by having our loose arms and getting a faster turnover. And when it comes to these cleans that I'm getting ready to do, I'm still trying, because sometimes you might, if you got tight arms, you're gonna have a little bit of an early arm bend too, which is not what you want to have. So I'm trying to focus on in these cleans is the tight back, loose arms, and then high elbows in the catch, because that seems to always help. If I think high elbows, loose arms and high elbows in the cleans, then my turnover and everything seems to be faster, and it seems to be a lot more connected. I'm not just banging the bar and then falling under it. I'm extending and pulling under it, right? Which is what we want to do. So anyway, these clean and jerks were pretty fucking tough. Like I said, the long days of work, my legs are tired from walking so much, my feet fucking hurt. So the heavy double clean and jerks aren't the most fun things in the world. Let's just say that. You'll see on my first set here in a few minutes, I end up missing a clean. And it was the only miss that I had on the day. So, oh, excuse me. So, as all in all, as the day went on and as the session went on, yeah, I'm getting more tired and more tired, but I was able to push through it more, if that makes any sense. And I'm really proud of myself for the amount of work that I put in, given how hard I was working for my job this week. Here's the first set of 130. So not a terrible clean, first clean, good jerk, but the second clean just crashes on me real bad, and I had to kind of realize, all right, we got to start bringing it. I just kind of land on my toes. I don't land very athletically. So in this next one, feel the heels a little bit more. That way I don't bang it out in front of me and land on my toes. And let's see if Trent can fix it. So that first rep of clean and jerks is pretty easy. It's the second one that's like, all right, I'm tired, but let's try. A little bit better. Not bad. Nice jerk. A really good jerk. So there's the first set. I'm already wore out. I don't want to do any more, but we got to put that work in. You know, if you want to see results, you're going to have to grind through the shitty sessions. I mean, that's just the way it is. Weightlifting, if you want to see big progress in weightlifting, it is not for the faint of heart. And that's something I've learned over the past couple years. And especially over this past year on some of these programs from Clarence Kennedy is if you want to see some big gains, you got to train hard as shit, and it's not going to be fun. It's very, 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 very rewarding, but it's not necessarily the most fun thing in the world. You know, hitting a new PR is one of the best feelings you can have, but the day-to-day, you know, going through the slog of the program, it's not the most fun thing in the world. Kind of slam that bar down a little bit. Just kind of getting just fucking pissed, you know what I mean? It's just like, man, it's tough. So I kind of like the aggression. It's good. You got to keep that mentality throughout the session, and it's hard to do for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah, the cleans were a little weird on this session. Looking back on it, watching this back, I gotta feel my heels a little bit more because it seems like they're crashing on me and landing just a hair forward. I want to be landing and catching in the middle of my foot, and I'm catching a little bit more towards my toes. Not necessarily on my toes, but you'll see that one. This is my last one, and that one was hard. That's when I was like, all right, I'm done. After this set, I was like, after that clean that crashed on me there, and I was just like, yeah, I'm beat. I still got to do heavy snatch pulls, so I'm just going to move on. Man, yawning a bunch. So, moving on to snatch pulls. I've got a bunch of sets of 3, like 4 sets of 3, 5 sets of 3 maybe, at 145. And they felt pretty good considering how tired I was. The big thing I need to work on, which later in the week I did some clean pulls. And I'm getting better at learning how to deadlift better. Kind of wedging. It's kind of a hard way. It's kind of hard to describe it, right? You're kind of wedging your heels and your hamstrings into the ground. Like on that one, I'm not getting quite set enough like I should, and my hips shoot up first, and that's not good. That's not what you want. That's why I keep fucking hurting my back every time I deadlift. But luckily with the snatch pulls, it's not super, super heavy weight compared to how much you can deadlift, so your back can handle it. But when you start getting heavy clean pulls like I was doing today, the day that I'm recording this video, I did heavy clean pulls. And I think I kind of figured out how to wedge my heels and my hamstrings into the ground and get set better, get that lower back set better. That way your hips aren't the first thing that's shooting up. It's all kind of rigid, you know what I mean? So that's a big thing that I need to work on too, with as far as, when it comes to doing clean pulls and stuff, especially the clean pulls because it's such a higher load. Like this is 145, and then on the clean pulls I'm doing like 170. So it's a little bit more, I guess, dangerous of a weight if you're not using the right technique. So, but these look pretty good. I'm glad with like how high the bar is coming on these snatch pulls. Especially considering, like I said, how tired I am and how much I don't want to fucking be at the gym right now. So I think this is the last set. Maybe I might have another set. We'll see. Let's see how Trent does here. Not bad. I like the bar height, but like I said, next week when I'm doing snatch pulls, I need to focus on trying to keep my hips a little lower. They're the first thing that rise up, and it's not the most favorable position to be lifting in. Let's just say that much when you're that far over the bar. I mean, I know that's going to happen a little bit. When you start doing some heavy snatch pulls, that's going to happen, but we need to try to minimize that as much as we can. So, moving on. I decided to throw in a little bit of cardio at the end. I guess I wasn't happy with how much work I had done that day, even though I walked like 8-10 miles and my freaking feet were hurting and already lifted a bunch of weight. So I ended up jumping on the assault bike and doing like rounds of like 2 or 3 minutes on the assault bike, and then in between each round I would do 10 reps of Z press, which Z press is just sitting on the ground with your feet out and doing like a dumbbell shoulder press. So we're going over to the assault bike here and just hitting a good stride, like 60 RPM, 60 revs per minute, just trying to hold that for like 2-3 minutes, and then jumping off, and you see the dumbbells there. Those are just like 45 pounds, and just doing 10 reps. There's the Z presses. The Z presses are pretty nice because they work out kind of the whole upper body, your abs and everything. Because you got to stay balanced to stay upright. So it's a really nice workout. Because I was supposed to do push presses on this day, and I was like, you know what? I don't feel like doing heavy push presses. I just don't. I know I'm supposed to be following the program, but god dang, it's the program doesn't necessarily take in. It's just something that you buy online, so it doesn't necessarily take in your lifestyle. So you definitely have to learn how to adapt, your programming to your lifestyle and how you're feeling each day. And that comes with experience lifting. Just learning how to auto-regulate. It's what's called auto-regulation, where you're not coming in and just doing what the program tells you to do, even though you feel like shit. You're auto-regulating your own program to follow how you feel a little bit, So there's Devin. She decided to jump in next to me and work out a little bit, I guess. We suffered through the assault bike for a few minutes together, and then get off here and do a few more reps of Z press and call it a night. So if you guys stuck around this long in the video, I really appreciate it. Make sure to like and comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.